Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I am out a dishwasher for the holidays. My dishwasher went down. They just diagnosed it. It needs to be replaced. So now not only it's worse than me having to unload the dishwasher or load the dishwasher, now it's the worst case scenario. Over the holidays, I have to wash dishes by hand. This is as bad as it gets, but it is my reality. Here's the other reality. I've been saying for years, I couldn't understand why they were printing all the money since the financial crisis and why they were obviously almost intentionally trying to destroy our economy. And then it dawned on me at some point, and then I discovered crypto. Then it began to dawn on me. These people, this is a controlled demolition. They're intentionally destroying the economy, and they know it's going to be rolled into the digital economy. I don't think it's a coincidence that they're now talking about Bitcoin ETFs. I think it's because they know that the end game is near. Now, this is zero hedge. This is off the charts. Economist claims 2024 will be the biggest crash of our lifetime. I think he's probably right in some of the traditional areas like the stock market. Here he is. This is Harry Dent. I'll play you some of this.
In New York. It's not vice versa for most people. So here we are. I know you're aware by now. Everybody should be aware by now. We are in the greatest bubble in modern history, all the way back to where the stock markets started in the late 1700s. I mean, there was a great bubble and burst from 1836 to 1842. And that was the first one on the 90-year cycle, which I've found ever since. And that's two 45-year technology innovation cycles strung together, okay? That was the first great bubble, 1836 to 42 low. And then it took 90 years to get to the next one, okay? 1929 top, crash into 32, bottom around 1942 before we started again. And here we are. This last bubble finally peaked in late 2021. Now, even that was 2 years past when the 90-year cycle said it should have peaked around late 2019, early 2020. And on that longer-term cycle, that's understandable. But there was a real reason for that, we all know. The Fed discovered printing money. Now they came in existence in 1914, and they printed a little money. A lot of people think, oh, the Fed must have printed a lot of money in the Great Depression. No, they didn't. It was not the ethic or ethos of economists back then that every time you have a downturn, you just take the easy way out and just blow money into the economy and print your way out of it. They printed very little back in that time frame. They were just getting going. The Fed didn't even understand its power yet back then, okay? But this time is different. That the Fed has been printing ever since 2009 on an unprecedented binge for 15 years. And they have found their power, and they do have an ethos that their job is to prevent recessions at all costs. And that, to me, is where the real misunderstanding and the real danger is, okay, here, folks? Recessions are as necessary as us sleeping every night. And you know what? The same ratio. About 1/3 of the time we're in recession, about 2/3 or more.
He's right. Recessions, they're necessary, just like failure in our individual lives is necessary. And these morons that have been running our government decided that their job is to somehow prevent a recession. No, that's how people learn from mistakes. That's how people, it's a natural process. Life is cyclical. You win, you lose. But when you lose, you get back up and you say, hey, I lost. Now, why did I lose? And then the losers, they don't even get back up. But the winners, they lose and they get up and they say, okay, now what do I take from that experience? And they move forward. Well, how's our economy is no different. You'd have business winners and losers in each cycle. Let them lose. That's what these idiots that run our country now, the Janet Yellens of the world, who have never been out in the real world, they've been in academia and in government, and that's why they think this is normal, because they don't know jack. Okay? But anyway, I think that they do know that they did realize that the game's over. Okay? And I think that that's what this digital economy is about. Now listen to this. This is from Black Swan Capitalists. They're talking about central banks and gold.
Central bank presidents in Europe explaining how they might be able to use gold revaluation accounts to strengthen the balance sheet of central banks, because central banks are having some difficulties of their own. And that's why I think a gold revaluation is still in the cards.
Ooh, gold revaluation, huh? Well, look at this. Breaking news. The first, I'm going to read the news the way it should read. The first ever cross-border settlement for precious metals using the digital yuan central bank digital currency was recorded today. This is because the powers in the United States, the SEC, Gary Gensler, has stopped the U.S. players like Ripple from proceeding forward, instead sued them while they let China grow. And for this reason, you get this headline. How about that? But you know the drill. Gold's going to be involved in this new system, folks. That's why Miles Franklin Precious Metals is one of my sponsors. That's why you can use code DAI Gold when you contact them at info@milesfranklin.com or call them at 952-929-7006. You got to call or email them to get the best pricing. They're my sponsor. All right, now check this out. 2024 predictions. This is David Schwartz. I want to zero in on this one. Prediction 2. This has to do with gold too. RWA tokenization, real world asset tokenization, will drive the blockchain economy. Led by real estate and commodities, tokenized RWAs on XRP Ledger will enhance collateralized loans, improve interoperability, and attract institutional adoption, reshaping the financial sector. XRP Ledger will be a leading blockchain enabling these use cases. How about them apples? And then here's another one. This one's from Aaron Sears. To date, this has been largely led by, he said, instead, crypto native startups driving nearly all Web3 adoptions have been seen in recent years. We'll start to see more traditional brands and Web2 companies propel mainstream crypto adoption. To date, this has largely been led by companies in the payments and traditional finance space like PayPal, MasterCard, JP Morgan, and Citi. But with the apparent thawing of crypto and more legacy players leaning in, we'll start to see tech leaders entering the fold and integrating crypto and blockchain into their business. Think Amazon, Uber, or Apple. Amazon and Uber, you say? Do you remember what Kendra Hill said? A partnership years in the making. This is Kendra Hill that disappeared from social media. In a deal which was negotiated in 2015, Amazon holds a stake in 5 billion XRP. Currently, that XRP is in a locked account until the partnership is made public. Why has this been kept secret? Let me first respond by asking you a question. Why does the price of XRP not move when new partnerships are announced? The answer to my question is that XRP has no use cases currently. This will soon change. When it does, the price will rise quickly. They are very selective when announcing new partnerships publicly. So to answer your question, it is in the best interest of everyone involved to keep the price as low as possible, allowing major investors to buy in early while also pushing away investors from the lower class. When Amazon partnership is announced, the world will be talking about XRP. Millions of people will buy XRP on that day, so this partnership is being saved for a later date. Boy, I hope she's right. Then, with regard to Uber, remember Brooks Entwistle at Ripple, he was the chief business officer for international for Uber, and he left there to come to Ripple. Maybe just a coincidence, I don't know. Then we have Stuart Alderati, biggest crypto story of 2023. Gary Gensler suffered his worst loss when Judge Torres ruled that XRP is not a security. Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that the asset XRP no longer qualifies for securities regulation. This was SEC Chair Gensler's worst loss, coming on what has been the biggest legal issue for digital assets: how the government categorizes these instruments determines how freely they can trade in the U.S. Tokens themselves are not securities. That's the law of the land. We've got another 2 Bitcoin commercials, folks. This is from Hashdex.
I'm coming in hot.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going to have to clip that part or not. Okay, then Bitwise has put out a second commercial with the Dos Equis guy.
Thought you would like to know. Satoshi sends his regards. Look for Bitwise, my friends.
Okay, and then we've got this. Check this out.
I said, they're all launching at the same time. So this is going to be a marketing war, I think, like we've never seen. I just saw Google loosen the rules on advertising on Google because of this. So they said they had some kind of a ban. Now they're loosening it. And if you are a structured fund or something, you are allowed to advertise. That I'm sure that's because BlackRock and others called them and said, we're ready to spend millions on advertising on Google. That's my guess.
Okay, and then we have this just in: SEC delays decision on Ethereum ETS to May. I would be delaying it too if I had seen John Deaton's interview with Stephen Narioff. I'd be delaying it maybe permanently. Now, just wanted to bring something up because I think I've told my audience this before, but in uncovering ETHgate, really for the last 2 or 3 years, I have been researching and uncovering ETHgate, and I have been doing that as an agent of the John Deaton law firm. In other words, I'm kind of like a researcher for John Deaton's law firm, and I do mean officially. Just wanted to throw that out there for what it's worth. That's something that I was worked out way back when. Okay, we're going into the private group. I wanted to show you, I can't play this video for you out here because it'll have copyright stuff probably, but I can play it in the Patreon, in the member group. It's at daixrp.com. I'm not going to just show you this corruption. John Deaton was talking about worse corruption. Then I'm going to show you, you've heard about how you're going to own nothing. Well, and some people want that. Well, I'm going to show you one way that I think they're going to do it in the member group, daixrp.com. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Come on into the daixrp.com group, and I'll show you how they're going to keep you, maybe put you in a situation where you can't afford to own things.